Automation. So now what we need to do is we've done all we can with dynamics and EQ and such to get everything balanced together, but there's still some aspects where, something doesn't quite become as present as it needs to be in the mix, or we kind of want something to jump out at a time in the mix. And so what we're going to do now is automation. Now, personally, I like to hold my automation off until the very end of the mix process because it really can be a crutch. Because a lot of times if you don't EQ properly, you want to automate stuff because tracks are masking each other. And so if all of a sudden the guitar covers up a vocal or a piano covers up a vocal, you want to turn the vocal up. And then next thing you know, the vocal stops singing and now the piano seems too loud, so then you turn the piano down. Whereas if you just EQ'd it properly, then they could fit together. And so my perspective is, if I can do everything physically possible to get things to balance and to fit together, and I still need to do some automation, turn things up or down, then I'll do it. But I'm going to do everything in my power with equalization, with dynamics, getting the compressor on there and such, to get all the levels working together. And then if that still doesn't work, then I'm going to go to automation. So it's kind of the last straw. But then, of course, there's automation as effects, where that's just kind of cool to make things pop out and stuff. So we're going to do both here. So first, let's deal with the lead vocal. So
one thing for sure is that he will be there.
Okay, so she's a little too quiet here. And what basically happened in this circumstance is when she started singing, the preamp wasn't turned up all the way to the right level. And so as she was singing, it got turned up. It was either that or she was further away from the mic. But basically, once you get to this point, everything's fine. But at this point, she's just a little further back than we really want her to be. So there's a couple ways to fix this. Now, we've done automation by arming the track, making it automation right, and physically going in there and moving the fader. Now that's really cool to do. I really don't do that much because I don't have a control surface. And so if I'm going to just be mixing with the mouse, it's kind of cumbersome to me to go and reach over and move the fader when you're mixing with the mouse. It's different when I'm mixing on a control surface. I do use those faders for the automation. But you have these great tools just being in the digital realm and such, and a lot of detail available that you can draw your automation. And so what I can do here is I can say, you know what, from right here to right here, I want her to be turned up a little bit. So this is my volume playlist. So I'm viewing the volume track here basically, and I can grab that and just kind of bring it up. And what happens is this. Go a little bit more extreme, you can hear it.
This too shall pass. This time in your life won't last. I found a real friend who'll be there through thick and thin.
Okay, so we can't go that loud because then all of a sudden she'll seem soft. But if you do something like this,
this too shall pass. This time in your life won't last. I found a real friend who'll be there through thick and thin. May not come soon, could be morning, night, or noon. Yeah, one thing.
okay, so that kind of took the beginning part that was a little soft and moved it up to the level with everything else. Okay, and then as we listen to the rest of the song, we can find if there's parts that we want her to pop out a little bit more than others. Okay, so this could be a cool little thing. Kind of make her pop out there. Okay, and then, we could say maybe this cast all your cares thing's a little too loud. So we can grab that section there, and we can, in the choir submix, bring that just down. And so now we've got. Maybe we want to do the opposite. Maybe we want to boost it up instead. Okay, and that's where it gets to the point where do you want to just be balancing things out, or do you want to actually bring something out for an effect? And so, like, for example, the Come Soon. We could hear her. It was okay. She was coming through. But by boosting her up, it made it a little bit more dramatic. That Come Soon popped out a little bit more, and it made it a little bit more dynamic. So we don't want to take all the dynamics away from the song. And so with automation, we can sometimes add those dynamics back in. And that is automation.